face in your block in the G1 tournament?
Well, I'm the only champion, so I don't really care who I face. They should all be lapping up a chance to face me. So I'm sure they're all very excited for that, see if they can prove themselves and see if they can get a shot at it as well. Obviously, the first match with Okada has a little bit more to it. You know, I've told him and the other guys that to watch that because, you know, it's a chaos match. I feel like I've been setting a better example recently of what a chaos leader should do and should be. So as far as I'm concerned, that match there is not just a G1 match on the opening night, that's almost 4 chaos as well.
Do you think the competition underestimates New Japan Pro Wrestling?
The competition being...
Say World Wrestling Entertainment?
Oh, those guys. Maybe, but at the same time, those guys know that we have the best wrestlers in the world, hence why they try to take all of them, pretty much. You know, a couple of years ago, there was, how many guys left? There was 4. Was it AJ, Nakamura, Gallows, and Anderson all left? It's very public, the interest that they have in guys like Omega and the Young Bucks and, you know, everybody else. And I can't blame them. You know, it's business. Why wouldn't you want to get the best wrestlers in the world if you're supposed to be the best wrestling company in the world? But we've said it before, and a lot of people know it. That's not a wrestling company. That's a sports entertainment company. We're the best wrestling company in the world. So I can't blame them for wanting to take our wrestlers.
You talk about it being New Japan being the best wrestling promotion in the world, best wrestling company in the world. So is there any interest at all right now, or have you ever thought about, you know, do I want to have this opportunity with WWE? Are you happy where you are with New Japan and thinking you're going to stay here?
It's not even a thought or an option. Yeah, when guys go there who I do know, they've said, you know, if you want anything or if you're interested, let me know. But it's not an interest. That's not what they put out. Isn't what I enjoy or what I would put out. You wouldn't be able to do there what we do in New Japan. So no, there's no interest there.
If New Japan puts on a show in New Zealand and you get to defend the title, would you bring out the All Blacks to do the haka with you?
I don't know if I have the power to get them to do that or not. I'm sure we could find some people to set that up, but I feel like that would be more down in RA's track. You know, I'll let him do that, seeing as that's what he does in the ring himself. I'm also not Māori myself, so be a bit more natural for him to do that.
Kenny, Cody, and the Bucks came through, and they talked a lot about outside projects that they're doing to try to, you know, expose the brand outside of just pro wrestling. Are there any outside interests or projects that you'd like to give some attention to help spread your brand in New Japan?
Not overly right now. You know, those guys have been doing it for a lot longer. I'm more focused on, you know, cementing myself at the top of New Japan. I'm not going to take too much on my plate. This is only within my first year back. It's only been, what, 6-7 months. So I'm not going to try to take on too much all at once, you know. As confident as it may be, I'm not going to overlook too many things as well. So got my first G1, so I'm just going to focus on that.
So because you're the United States champion and representing like the movement towards the United States, what do you think, either, you know, with your help or with this New Japan has to do, what do you think New Japan has to do to sort of this like that expand to the U.S. a little bit more?
I think what they're doing at the moment seems to be working all right. You know, we had those 2 shows on, you know, consecutive nights last year, and now we're in the second show this year. Obviously, they're spread apart, much bigger arenas and venues. So it's the type of thing that's going to take time. Quite often in pro wrestling, people expect things to happen overnight. It's not how it is with anything really. It all takes time. Same with the expansion of New Japan in the US. So I think the way they're going about it seems to be going pretty good so far. We're just going to have to see where it goes. The fact that they've got so much more English content with the commentary, you've got guys like Kevin Kelly there. I think that's a huge factor as well, and it makes it more appealing for English-speaking fans to watch when they can actually understand exactly what's going on. Especially when there's things like, if there's any guys that are doing Japanese, talking in the ring in Japanese or things like that, if they can get the translation, they can actually feel like they're watching it and actually really a part of it.
What went into the selection of such a badass suit today, man? You look good.
That's basically it, and you look good, so it just, yeah, put it all on. Yeah.
Have you gotten to experience any of the tourist destinations that San Francisco has to offer?
No, I flew in yesterday, and haven't had too much time, too much free time since then, and I doubt we will before we go as well. We got this today, shows tomorrow, flying the next day, and I've got 2.5 days before going back to Japan for the G1. So yeah, it's all a quick turnaround. And even just before this, we were in England and I had 2.5 days at home in between. So yeah, there's not a lot of extra time.
So you stated that you've only been back for a couple of months, 6-7 months. How important was your time away from New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Obviously vital, seeing as I've come back and got this, and then you have guys like David Finlay and obviously Juice Robinson who stayed, and I think David May got lucky and been a 6-man champion for a brief amount of time, whereas you have guys like Juice, have those big opportunities and couldn't capitalize. I come back, one brief speed bump, first match back, and then next singles match I have, I'll be supposedly the greatest wrestler in the world, Kenny Omega, and take his belt from him. So proof is in the pudding. I think that time away was very important.
So you've had several people like you, like say yourself, Hiromu Takahashi, or there's people who've made the excursions to the U.S. and then came back stronger, more fleshed out characters. What do you think was the best part of your excursion to the U.S. and what did you gain most from?
You have the freedom to make your own choices in terms of wrestling, what you want to do. You're not stuck in New Japan being told by the guys above you or your senpai, hey, no, do this. We did this 20 years ago, so you have to do it now as well. You have a lot more freedom to kind of create what you want to put out in the ring, basically.